Ever noticed how people sometimes take a step back when you're just being yourself? Have you sensed that moment when your quiet intensity makes someone suddenly shift their energy? As an INFJ, you possess 5 specific habits that can make others uncomfortable, not because there's anything wrong with you, but because your natural tendencies are surprisingly powerful. In today's video, I'm breaking down these 5 INFJ habits that often intimidate others. Instead of suggesting you change who you are, I'll show you how to embrace these qualities as the strengths they genuinely are. If you've ever felt misunderstood, this video is for you. Before we start, please hit the like button, comment, and subscribe so you won't miss any of our weekly deep dives into the world of personality types. And if you are looking to achieve a deeper understanding of yourself and your personality type, click the link in the comments to take our favorite free personality test. Habit number 1, the unsettling calm. The first intimidating INFJ habit is the unsettling calm. Have you ever been in a heated argument or chaotic situation and noticed people giving you strange looks because you're not visibly upset? That reaction isn't random. As an INFJ, your ability to maintain composure during emotional storms starkly contrasts with how most people respond. When tensions rise, most individuals display emotions openly. They raise their voices, gesture wildly, or show visible stress. Meanwhile, you maintain eye contact, speak in measured tones, and appear completely unruffled. This difference is jarring to others because your calm exterior masks intense internal processing. Your mind rapidly analyzes multiple perspectives, considers everyone's motives, and simultaneously processes your emotional responses. Studies from the University of California on interpersonal dynamics show that approximately 85% of INFJs expect emotional mirroring in interactions. People unconsciously expect others to match their energy when expressing anger or excitement. When INFJs don't provide this expected response, it creates cognitive dissonance. People can't read you in familiar ways. This calmness serves a crucial purpose. Your internal emotional world is vibrant and sensitive, requiring sophisticated emotional management rather than expressing every feeling as it occurs. People often misinterpret this quality as judgment, cold calculation, or indifference. Some become paranoid that you're plotting something because they can't understand how anyone could remain so composed. Your calm demonstrates exceptional emotional regulation, something most people find extremely difficult to achieve. Your ability to think clearly under pressure evidences advanced emotional intelligence. Try acknowledging others' emotional states verbally, even when you don't physically mirror them. Simple statements like, "I can see this is frustrating for you," help bridge the gap between your understanding and presentation. This unsettling calm is just the first of several INFJ qualities that others find intimidating precisely because it represents emotional mastery they have yet to achieve. Habit number 2, the soul-reading gaze. The second INFJ habit that others find intimidating is what I call the soul-reading gaze. Has anyone ever told you that your stare is too intense? Or they've mentioned that you see right through them? This reaction isn't coincidental. It reflects a genuine ability you possess. As an INFJ, you have an exceptional capacity to detect patterns in human behavior. You notice subtle inconsistencies between what people say and what they do. You pick up on tiny shifts in tone and recognize when someone's smile doesn't reach their eyes. This ability reveals people's true motives and feelings before they've even acknowledged these things themselves. This insight stems directly from your cognitive function stack, specifically the combination of introverted intuition and extroverted feeling. Together, these functions create a robust system for pattern recognition and emotional intelligence. When you look at someone, your mind unconsciously processes micro-expressions, tone shifts, and behavioral inconsistencies, assembling a complex puzzle of who they are beneath their social mask. Most people maintain carefully constructed personas. When they sense someone can see past these facades to the emotions and insecurities underneath, like having their diary suddenly read aloud, it triggers profound vulnerability and discomfort. INFJs are incredibly good at reading minds, and this is not some esoteric thing, but it's pattern recognition. This skill strengthens throughout your life as you gather more behavioral data, similar to how a detective becomes more skilled at spotting clues. Rather than dimming your perceptiveness, recognize this strength as your natural gift. The key is learning when to share insights and when to keep them private. By framing observations as questions, "I'm wondering if you might be feeling," you make this ability less threatening. Your perceptiveness is a tool for creating deeper connections. When used with respect and appropriate boundaries, it can lead to unusually meaningful relationships. Habit number 3, the selective vulnerability. The third habit that others find intimidating is what I call the selective vulnerability of INFJs. Have you ever had someone tell you that you're hard to get to know, even though you feel like you're being open and friendly? This disconnect happens because of how carefully you control your emotional boundaries. As an INFJ, you create calibrated emotional perimeters, like a treasure chest with multiple locks, where only those with the correct keys can access your innermost thoughts. You share deeply with a select few people while maintaining a pleasant but guarded exterior with most others. This deliberate approach protects your sensitive inner world from misunderstanding or casual dismissal. This selective vulnerability often creates confusion in social situations. When others freely share personal information with you but receive measured responses in return, they frequently interpret this as rejection. They don't realize that you're processing their information deeply, weighing whether this relationship warrants deeper disclosure from your side. Your vulnerability operates on a different timeline than others. It's about when you feel safe enough to open up. This approach conserves energy and provides emotional self-protection for a personality type that absorbs others' emotions with unusual intensity. Instead of apologizing for your boundaries, recognize them as necessary for your emotional health. Being transparent about your process helps others understand that your boundaries aren't personal rejections. Try phrases like, "I need time to process before sharing my thoughts," or "I appreciate your openness. I'm still formulating my perspective on that." Pay attention to how people respond to these boundaries. Those who respect them without taking offense often become the people you eventually trust with your deepest thoughts. Your selective vulnerability isn't a character flaw. It's a sophisticated emotional filtering system that ensures your energy goes to connections that truly matter. By understanding this aspect of yourself, you can stop feeling guilty about your natural boundaries and instead view them as evidence of emotional wisdom. Habit number 4, the unexpected door slam. Have you ever completely cut someone out of your life after months or years of tolerance, only to have them express shock at how sudden it seemed? This is the infamous INFJ door slam, perhaps one of our most misunderstood yet intimidating qualities. The door slam is not a spontaneous reaction, but the final step in a lengthy internal deliberation process that most people never witness. Imagine spending 2 years with a friend who consistently dismisses your feelings, cancels plans last minute, and takes advantage of your generosity. You've had several conversations about how their behavior affects you, yet nothing changes. While externally you remain supportive, internally you're evaluating whether this relationship is sustainable. Then one day, after they've crossed a particularly significant boundary, you simply stop responding. That's the door slam in action. What makes this quality particularly unnerving to others is the stark contrast between your patient tolerance and the absolute finality when that tolerance ends. INFJs typically absorb repeated boundary violations, disappointments, and emotional injuries long before reaching their breaking point. Others find this quality frightening because they missed the warning signs. Your quiet internal processing was the warning they overlooked. While you were evaluating whether the relationship could be salvaged, they assumed everything was okay because you remained present and supportive. The door slam represents the moment when you acknowledge that continuing a connection will cause more damage than ending it. Another manifestation of the emotional self-preservation we discussed earlier. Instead of viewing this as a character flaw, recognize it as evidence of your remarkable capacity for forgiveness that eventually reaches a necessary limit. Your ability to detach completely is a protection mechanism that preserves your emotional integrity when boundaries are repeatedly violated. Learning to communicate boundaries earlier and more clearly can prevent situations from reaching the door slam point. By expressing discomforts as they arise, you create opportunities for relationship repair before irreparable damage occurs. Your capacity for complete detachment after prolonged tolerance is evidence of your emotional wisdom. The key is implementing boundaries earlier so relationships either evolve positively or end before becoming deeply harmful. Habit number 5, the uncompromising authenticity. The fifth INFJ habit that makes others step back is what I call uncompromising authenticity. Have you noticed how people sometimes shift uncomfortably when you refuse to engage in expected social performances or won't participate in casual small talk? This reaction reveals something important about both you and them. As an INFJ, you likely possess what research describes as an allergic reaction to inauthenticity. You find it physically and emotionally draining to participate in social rituals that feel meaningless or superficial. This quality stems directly from your core value system. You naturally prioritize depth, meaning, and authentic connection over social convenience or conformity. Like an unpolished gem that shines with natural brilliance rather than manufactured sparkle, your authenticity stands out in a world of carefully crafted social personas. When you actively decline to participate in expected social behaviors, refusing to engage in office politics or redirecting shallow conversations toward deeper topics, you disrupt social norms most people take for granted. This disruption makes others uncomfortable because your authenticity implicitly challenges their participation in these social games, forcing them to confront their willingness to engage in behaviors that may not align with their deeper values. Navigating social expectations while maintaining authenticity requires balance. Try asking someone, "What do you find most interesting about your work?" instead of discussing the weather. This approach acknowledges that minor compromises in form don't require sacrificing your need for depth. Your uncompromising authenticity is a potent reminder that meaningful human connection exists beyond social performances. When you stay true to this quality, you often inspire others to drop their masks and engage more genuinely, creating spaces where authentic connection flourishes. These 5 INFJ habits aren't flaws that need correction. They're powerful aspects of your personality that deserve to be embraced. Your unsettling calm, soul-reading gaze, selective vulnerability, unexpected door slam, and uncompromising authenticity all serve important purposes in your life. Remember that soul-reading gaze we discussed? This intuitive strength helps you understand others deeply. By recognizing why these qualities can intimidate others, you express them consciously rather than apologetically. Your most intimidating qualities are your greatest strengths. They enable your unique contribution to the world. Own them proudly. Fellow INFJs, share your experiences with these traits in the comments below. If you want to continue the journey to understanding yourself or an INFJ in your life, click either of the following videos, where we continue to unlock the secrets of the INFJ personality type.